So Donald J. Trump is back in the White House, and once again, Americans are being told that relief is coming, which is very, very good news. Tax relief, senior relief, no taxes on Social Security. Drop a no taxes down below if you think Social Security should not be taxed. I mean, you've heard it. I heard it. You've seen the headlines. You've watched Republicans celebrate what they call a big, beautiful bill that's supposed to help seniors and protect retirement. So the question that nobody wants to answer out loud here is this. If the promise is real, then why are Social Security checks still getting smaller? Because while the speeches talk about relief, the IRS is still quietly taking a cut. So while politicians are arguing on cable news, the Social Security Administration is still enforcing a tax that most seniors don't even realize that they're paying. And while Congress pats itself on the back, a policy buried in the 1980s is still draining benefits here in 2025. Now, this is not a new tax. This is what makes it dangerous, okay? It's old, it's hidden, and if it was never adjusted for the world that we live in right now. That's the unfortunate part. Now, they call it provisional income. Have you heard of this? They call it fairness. Have you heard of that? But for millions of seniors, it feels like a broken promise. This is one that shows up every single month in a smaller check. Drop an SSI, SSDI, or SS if you're receiving Social Security, SSI, or SSDI. Well, tonight, guys, we're pulling this apart. There's no spins, there's no slogans, just the truth about the secret tax that nobody wants to fix and why it keeps surviving every election cycle. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Now, let's go ahead and start with names because this doesn't work without them, okay? Donald J. Trump is in the White House right now. U.S. Congress just passed what Republicans proudly call a big, beautiful bill. You may have heard of it. And Americans were told, again, that seniors are finally getting tax relief. But here's the problem. While the speeches are happening, the Social Security Administration behind President Trump's back is still sending out checks that are smaller than people expect. Close the door, please. And the Internal Revenue Service is still taking its cut. So the trap is set. If the tax relief is real, if seniors are finally being helped, well, then this is supposed to be a win. So then why are millions of Social Security checks still quietly shrinking in 2025? That question is exactly where this entire story lives. Because once you see what's actually happening behind the curtain, the headlines start to fall apart fast. And so this right here, folks, this starts with a tax that almost nobody mentions on stage. Now, here's the part that they don't say plainly. Social Security benefits are still federally taxed. Sometimes, well, actually, not sometimes, not conditionally, right now, and every single time. I mean, your checks are constantly being taxed. Now, this tax was not repealed, it was not suspended, and it did not disappear just because politicians stopped talking about it. The IRS still enforces it. The Social Security Administration still factors it in, and seniors still feel it every single month. Now, the reason why it feels secret isn't because it's hidden in law. It's because it's buried in language. They call it provisional income. They talk in thresholds and percentages. And most people never even realize that they've crossed the line until their check is smaller. Is anybody else getting a smaller Social Security check? Drop a yes or no right now. Let me know if you're seeing it. This is not a new tax. That is what makes it so dangerous. It's a tax that is so old that politicians pretend that it doesn't even exist while they're still cashing the checks. They're cashing the checks that it generates. And so once you learn when it was created and why, then the anger will start to make a lot more sense to you. And I'm going to break it all down for you guys so that you fully understand what's happening, because this is absolutely atrocious. And I can understand why you guys are pissed off about this, because I am too. And I'm a little pissed off because I don't even know if my check is going to be there when I'm old enough to claim it. And this is exactly how quiet systems hurt people. It's terrible. I mean, I had a viewer write into me recently. She said that she didn't get scammed. She didn't do anything reckless. She just missed one freaking Medicare deadline, guys. Just one. Her plan locked her in for the entire year. I mean, this should be illegal. Her plan locked her in for the entire year. There were no fixes. There were no refunds. That single missed window cost her $780 quietly over 12 months. Let me know, guys. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe $780 is not a big deal to you. But if $780 is a big deal to you, if you were to lose $780, let me know if that would be a big deal to you. Let me not put words in your mouth. If you were to lose $780, let me know how angry you'd be about that, because I get why she was pissed. And this is how Medicare works. Once the door closes, you're stuck paying for a bad plan until the calendar resets. This is exactly why I partner with Chapter, folks. You'll see the number down below on your screen. There's a link down below. Call them up right now, because they're helping folks. They're making miracles happen. I'll tell you that right now. So Chapter's entire job is making sure that your Medicare coverage doesn't trap you financially for a full year just because you missed a minor detail. They review your options, they explain the fine print, and they help you to avoid the kind of mistakes that most people don't even realize, and unfortunately, until it's too late. Now, most people, they're already dialing the phone number right down below on your screen, 909-563-8279, or they're clicking the link down below to skip the lines, askchapter.org/Ron, in order to get clarity for free before the year locks in. Because whether it's taxes or Medicare, the most expensive problems are always the quiet ones. So don't sleep on this, guys. Now, to really understand why this still exists, you have to go all the way back to the 1980s. See, in 1983 through 1984, Washington created a panel called the Greenspan Commission. Social Security was under pressure and lawmakers panicked. Believe it or not. Can you believe lawmakers panicked? Yeah. Their solution, brilliant. They raised the retirement age. And for the first time ever, they started taxing Social Security benefits. But here's a key part that they always seem to leave out. This tax was never meant for ordinary retirees. It was sold as a way to make wealthy seniors pay their fair share. Now, in 1984, that actually made sense, believe it or not. The problem was what ended up happening next, right after that. You see, Congress never adjusted the income thresholds for inflation. Not once. Not through recessions, booms, or even COLAs. So what started as a targeted fix quietly turned into a permanent pressure valve. This is one that keeps squeezing harder and harder and harder every single year. This is how a 1984 compromise became a 2025 time bomb. And so here's where this really gets personal, okay? The income thresholds that they set way back in 1984, they're still the same today. $25,000 for single filers, $32,000 for married couples. Now, let that sink in for a second, okay? Those numbers were considered upper end retirement income, but that was 40 years ago, guys. Today, that barely covers the basics. Is anybody living in the lap of luxury making $25,000 a year? I don't think so. I don't care where in America you live. And it gets even worse than that. Because when the Social Security Administration calculates whether your taxes are taxed, or excuse me, give them enough time, they will tax your taxes, all right? But when the Social Security Administration calculates whether your benefits are taxed, they don't look at just your check. They count other income, interest, and half of your Social Security benefits. So seniors aren't getting richer. They're just aging into a system that just never evolved. It never moved. COLA increases, they push more people over the line. Modest savings. Oh, now you're wealthy because you made 30 grand a year. No, you're not. They're lying to you. And so this is why people feel blindsided. What was once a tax on the rich is now a tax on survival, and Washington knows it. And so this is where the collision happens. Donald J. Trump has been very clear in public messaging. Tax relief is here. Seniors are being helped right now, and Washington is finally going to do something right. And to be fair, Trump's bill does include relief. There are deductions, there are headline-friendly talking points, there are provisions that are designed to help retirees on paper. And I think Trump did as best as he could because he still has to fight against members of Congress who don't care about seniors. But here's what it doesn't do. It does not eliminate the federal tax on Social Security benefits. It does not change the 1984 threshold, and it does not stop the IRS from taking a share of monthly checks. Now, so what you're watching is two realities at once. It's a celebration on the one hand, but at the same time, the math behind the scenes is also there. And that's not an accusation, it's a fact. The bill helps around the problem, but it doesn't actually fix the problem because some members of Congress just They don't want it fixed, to be honest with you. And that gap between messaging and reality, this is where the frustration explodes. Now, inside U.S. Congress, Republicans they're battling between Republicans and Democrats right now, and some people are saying no tax on Social Security, full stop, right? But others are quietly admitting it's deductions, not a repeal. But then there's a third group, and they're worried about something else entirely, solvency. And all of these concerns are legitimate. I mean, there's only so much money going around. There's only so much money there to pay out to all of the Social Security recipients, and how long is this going to last, right? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. If you completely eliminate taxation of Social Security benefits without replacing the revenue, then the trust fund drains faster. That means bigger cuts sooner. Nobody wants that, right? So now you got to split. There's message clarity versus fiscal reality, right? And there's also campaign slogans versus actuarial math. Same parties, two stories, one paycheck. And seniors, they're stuck in the middle. They're trying to figure out why the promise sounds better than the deposit, right? Anybody else trying to figure this out? So that confusion isn't accidental, it's political. Now, we need to follow the money, because this is where the system exposes itself. When seniors pay taxes on their Social Security benefits, that money doesn't vanish. It flows from retirees' checks to the Internal Revenue Service into the Social Security Trust Fund, managed by the Social Security Administration. Every year, this secret tax generates about $50 to $60 billion. Now, I don't know about you, but that ain't pocket change. That is a structural pillar that's holding the system upright. So here's the brutal double bind that Washington never explains clearly. End the tax without reform, and the trust fund drains faster. Let the tax continue, and seniors keep on losing more and more money every single month. So this is why the IRS still gets paid first. Before promises, before slogans, before applause lines. It's not about cruelty. It's about inertia. A system that's built to survive politically, even when it hurts the people who it was supposed to protect. And so here's the part that scares lawmakers on both sides. The Social Security Trust Fund is on a clock. If nothing changes, projections show depletion is in coming years, okay? And when that happens, benefits don't slowly adjust, they drop automatically. Now, we're talking about an across the board cut of 20% or more. That is dramatic, okay? No vote, no debate, no exceptions. And this is not partisan. Both parties had decades to act, but neither did. So when politicians say failure is not an option, what they really mean is failure has already been scheduled. That is why they just keep on patching instead of fixing these problems. This is why they argue over messaging instead of math. This is why seniors are being squeezed quietly now to delay louder pain later. Fear replaces confusion right here. Because once you see the clock, you can't unsee it. This right here, guys, this is where people feel like they're losing their mind. Every year, the Social Security Administration announces a COLA increase, right? You've all heard it. 2%, 3%, 4%. It's all supposed to be relief, right? But then the check arrives and it's smaller. But here's why. If the same COLA goes up, Medicare Part B premiums often rise faster. And those premiums are deducted before your Social Security money ever even hits your bank account. So what happens is COLA giveth and Medicare taketh away. So if Part B rises more than your COLA, your net benefits go down. Even though politicians still get to brag about raises, increases in Social Security, they can still brag about all this while at the same time still telling the truth. It's just that Medicare Part B increase how much chunk they're taking out of your check. So the Social Security increases and the Social Security raises legitimately still happened. I know, it's horrible. So this is a basically hold harmless rule that protects many seniors, but not all of them. New enrollees, higher income seniors, and some edge cases need still to be squeezed. This is how checks shrink quietly without a single vote. And this part is not just for retirees. It's for anyone that's still working. Your future Social Security check depends on one thing above all else, your earning record. And so that record lives at ssa.gov under the Social Security Administration. But here's the problem about this. Mistakes happen. Employers misreport wages, numbers get transposed, FICA contributions, they don't always land correctly, and most people never even check. This is how someone works for decades, files for benefits, and then suddenly realizes that they're missing years of credited income. Fixing it at 25, that's easy. You 25 years old, you can fix that in just like that, right? But fixing it at 65, that can be almost impossible. I mean, we've seen cases where correcting errors raised benefits by $400 or $500 a month permanently. Would anybody have a smile on their face if they got an extra $400 or $500 a month increase on their Social Security benefits per month, ongoing, recurringly? I'd be smiling if that were me. So the trap is simple. Ignore it now and you pay it forever. You've heard this line before. They stole the Social Security Trust Fund, right? Does anybody else believe that? Does anyone else believe politicians stole from the Social Security Trust Fund? Can I see a show of hands? Drop a yes for me. It sounds dramatic, sounds criminal, and it sounds comforting because it kind of suggests that there is a villain that you can actually point to and maybe a vault that you could recover, right? But it's not true. The money was never technically stolen. The trust fund exists. The books are public. The problem isn't the theft. It's more like neglect. Now, the real failure, it belongs to the U.S. Congress. Now, for more than 40 years, Congress, Republicans and Democrats, they knew the math didn't work. They knew the population was aging and getting older. They knew that inflation, it was going to drag on and on and on. It was going to drag more people into taxation. And they chose to delay, drag their feet, kick the can down the road for as long as they wanted to. That's what they decided to do. Blaming a stolen fund is a lot easier than admitting decades of inaction. But believing that lie keeps the same people in power. It keeps the same broken system untouched. Now, I don't know about you, but that's not really corruption. It's cowardice. It's laziness. It's a bunch of people collecting a check, ain't doing nothing. I think we should just go ahead and fire them all. What do y'all think? So here we are, guys. Another election cycle, another promise of tax relief, another celebration, another smaller check. Well, Donald J. Trump says seniors are getting relief. Republicans say failure is not an option. Democrats say that they're protecting Social Security. Yet the same tax from 1984 still exists. The same thresholds still punish modest income, and the same quiet deductions still shrink checks month after month. So here's a real question that kind of refuses to go away. If every election promises tax relief, why does the same tax still exist? Why hasn't it been fixed? And why does the check keep getting smaller? Now, guys, this is not a rhetorical question. That's an accountability question. And until Washington answers this thing honestly, right? Not with slogans, not with deductions, not with applause, the story is just going to keep on repeating because the most dangerous taxes aren't the ones that they announce. They're the ones that they quietly let survive in the silence. If you appreciate the video, hit the like button, subscribe, share. We'll see you next time.